Sorry, but given the circumstances, I am unable to accept any Debbies on any social media. Nothing personal, just your name gives me PTSD flashbacks. EXO. Totally makes sense. Her name is what gives you PTSD, not the name of the man who you accused of abuse and say you still have feelings for him and are still seeing him without saying it, Chantal. It's more and more obvious with every day that your mom drank whilst carrying you. Chantal, I feel so sad for you. It must be a miserable life having to hear and see your crackhead, abusive ex-boyfriend every day with the woman he left you for. Everyone is always complimenting her and they both look happy. Meanwhile, you're having to do insane amounts of edibles and constantly searching for male attention. It must be really hard knowing you're permanently disfigured your body. When someone looks at your body and they genuinely can't tell what body part they're looking at, you know you've really effed up. I sincerely hope that you find some modicum of self-respect, that you don't continue burdening your family, friends, and channel members with your self-imposed PTSD. Good luck. So, you can mention her name whenever you want to, but people who are actually named Debbie can't use their own name in your chat? Oh my god, I never even thought of it, like she really is so self-righteous. It's not that serious, lol. Yet you have no problem watching stabby streams, going to Montreal every other day when you used to go there for him, and listen to Arabic music often, which he got you to listen to. Just be honest and say you just hate Didi for being picked over you. Chantal, PTSD is not a thing to make content out of. Go to war defending your country, then you will know what it's like to suffer PTSD. PTSD can stem from any traumatic experience. What are you saying right now? Abuse victims can absolutely suffer from PTSD. I mean, Chantal isn't, but victims actually do. Exactly. You didn't have those credentials to determine who is and who is not. Many women have experienced abusive relationships and they're caught up in them for years. It's readily apparent she's not a victim. She has posted evidence and it shows nothing. She isn't dependent on him, yet goes back time and time again. She mocks actual victims with her cosplaying. She wished death on a victim of DV because the victim stole her man. That's not how victims act. Has she been diagnosed with PTSD, or is it something she has diagnosed herself with? Whatever she has been is not our business and all hers. She doesn't have to declare her every move when it involves her life, not life decisions. None of us do. I can't judge someone when I'm far from perfect myself. I thank God I have that clarity to know that I have enough in my own life to deal with, to not focus my nose in someone else's affairs. I just pray for people and hope someone does the same for me. My God, people are really this sad in this today's world where you cannot adult outside of circumstances. I can strongly dislike someone and still not want them harmed. Chantal was never a victim, just a willing participant. Have a seat. Nobody is wishing her harm. She has actually wished death upon others, though. Your opinion is just that. None of us, including me, know what she has been through, nor is it our concern unless she decides to disclose it. Tell me something about you, Maria. Since you are aware of PTSD, what have you experienced to have that determination? I think it's wrong to use a diagnosis you haven't actually been diagnosed with it. That's why there are psychiatrists to tell you if you have a mental illness. It's not something you just throw around. You'd be surprised what a person can self-diagnose and then have confirmed by a professional. It's called symptoms. If you have a medical, mental, or emotional condition, you have concerns of certain conditions and then have it confirmed by a professional. We don't know what she's done. Whether she chooses to verify that or not is her business. I'm sure you don't disclose everything about yourself, do you? I hope your day is well, but you guys really need to stop acting as if your hands in your life have been of purity. We all have done and said awful things. Chantal hasn't been diagnosed with PTSD from a professional. She can't even wake up in time to take it seriously. So why isn't it okay for someone to suspect she doesn't have when Chantal hasn't even put effort to find out for herself? You're saying Chantal isn't a victim because she's not dependent on him. But then you're saying Didi is a victim. Didi isn't dependent of him either. Lol, address that. Just like you, my opinion is important to me. We don't have to do this back and forth dance. I said what I said and so did you. I'm sure you're a lovely person. So I will say this and leave this alone. If you're concerned about Chantal's well-being, pray for her that she doesn't have it. You really don't know what anyone has been through in life. Just like I don't know, nor you, me. But I hope your day is well. Just because you self-diagnose with it doesn't mean you have it. There's different disorders that have PTSD symptoms but aren't PTSD. I know that because I have had those diagnoses before getting my PTSD diagnosis. The only time Foodie Beauty has PTSD is if she's been too long without fast food. Okay, my dear, if your reply makes you feel better, then I'm content with that. We are all entitled to our opinions. My opinion is people should be busy worried about their own life and they will get even further in life instead of focusing on another's. But that's my opinion and I apply it to me. Take care. God, you're fucking certifiable. Who deleted my epic comment? Then wouldn't you agree that she should go back to the therapist that diagnosed her as having PTSD and tell him or her that the therapy and prescribed meds aren't working? The therapist can change her meds and advise a different therapy plan. She declared PTSD in the first time in Cuba, yet went back a second time. She doesn't have PTSD. She just hates Debbie because Debbie stole Gargamel. Hell, she was with them last night. Chantal or her dib, or both. Stop deleting my posts and go spend time with your family before I take them away from you. Do you get bonuses as part of your salary? 'Cause damn, you're working overtime for your boss. Contact your union rep if you're not. Isn't it crazy that she wants to make everyone else seem obsessive when she's commenting on every community post and will spend hours in Chantal's chat? She says she spends time with loved ones on top of it. Maybe she has more hours in her day. Yes, and some of her answers are small paragraphs, exactly what Chantal hates. She has said she won't read long answers. This chick is loving her 15 minutes of fame. Self-diagnosis. I think sometimes you can diagnose yourself, but Chantal laughs and jokes about the three-way, still laughs and jokes about stuff that happened with Nader and Nader's little isms and characters, so that doesn't sound like PTSD to me. People don't want to think about it and certainly don't laugh about experiences and people who cause them PTSD. I think what they meant is she kept going back for more. She would slate him online to go back, then rage at her supporters and defend him, and we saw how many times that cycle played. When you're not dependent on them or have a child, it's up to you to leave before you get really hurt or leave because it's causing a misery. She stayed after so many incidents and even months after him being with Didi. I have sympathy for the fact she was manipulated and such a desperate person, but if she does have PTSD right now, she has herself to blame for that too. If you get burnt by accident even a few times by doing the same stupid thing, yes, you are Burn's victim. But if you keep jumping in the fire and paying to do so, it's your responsibility. It's your mind, your body to take responsibility for. Tell her, God, get a grip. That person was clearly just stating an example because PTSD is prominent in ex-war veterans. They didn't say other situations couldn't cause it. A person can self-diagnose and be right, but that's not always the case. That's why, just like physical illness, there are trained professionals that assess and diagnose people. The problem with mental illness is that too many people throw around terms lightly, which Chantal clearly is doing and always does with serious issues. By doing this, it diminishes credibility and seriousness of it. Having said that, a person with basic knowledge knows that a person with true PTSD would not willingly and excitingly walk into the exact same places and situations that she claims gave her PTSD in the first place. People with PTSD involuntarily experience flashbacks, thoughts, dreams, etc. that bring them back to an unpleasant place, and most of the time, they do whatever they can to avoid those things. Little Miss Liar was with Nader just last night. All three of them are playing you vibidiots for fools, and you're eating it all up. Agree. I have seen you insult shame Didi in Chantal's chat. You act holier than thou, but co-sign Chantal's horrific online behavior and enable her. You will deny it, but it's true, IMO. She admitted to eating Didi twice, she vomited, and says she got PTSD the first eating. So why did she do it again? That's not PTSD. This thread though. You're right, what you have written, it was an example. I could have put a lot more examples, but my point was Chantal has not been to see doctor to be diagnosed for PTSD or mental health, yet she's basically diagnosing herself, like her diabetes, which is wrong, and unless she's diagnosed, she's making content out of real people who have PTSD. That's all I was saying. How long have we been part of her hug box? Little Debbie snacks are still okay, I hope, because damn, those oatmeal cream pies are delicious. So people with the name Debbie can't even have their own name in their username without triggering you, but you are currently live streaming saying Gonad's name? Make it make sense. Those mods have obviously been working. Shut up. Signed, someone with diagnosed PTSD. Girl, all your current subscribers are gonna change their usernames to Debbie just to troll you. OMFG, give me a break. You do not have PTSD. Get some damn therapy, girl. Nader denied being with you again. Made a fool of you again. Why do you let him do it to you every single time? He and Didi were saying you're crazy, lol. Admit you were with him and be done with the bum. That's awfully juvenile. Debbie, 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 Debbie. Interesting that Sofa King Lambo and PC are not posting comments under her videos. The new ass kissers who are the mods are hard at work as they want to dislodge these three from their top spots. Thank God I'm Deborah. I dislike Debbie. PTSD stands for Pussy Taster Slurping Didi. Now you just ask for everyone to change their name to Debbie. That's definitely not my name. My name is Vanessa. Laughing my ass off. Beauty bite! But you just saw her last night. Grow up, Chantal. Ma'am. Lol. Oh, please. Laughing my ass off. Grow up. Lol, yeah, right. Meanwhile, you keep talking about them. So much for trauma.